and history of the web. And he'll go back to the early internet, and then he'll be like, and I found this Crazy Angels, and we'll go viral in the year 4296. Mark my words.
Yeah,
We're going to be playing this clip.
the three of us will be up there playing harps, and suddenly we get a broadcast. Hey,
Exactly.
you guys.
We'll be
What?
up. Well, I'll be down there. You guys will be up.
Okay, I see.
And I'll get an intercept message from the spies. Like, hey, by the way, I'm not supposed to tell you this because you're down there. But so yes, we are going to go viral in the year 4296-ish.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Crazy Angels podcast with Pascal, Dennis, and David Logan. Hi guys.
Hey, guys.
Hello, I am a crazy angel.
Today we talk about another epic song, Once Upon a Time in Detroit City.
This arrangement is one of your best, David. The horn lines,
You know,
the
you say
organ,
that
the
with everything.
feel. No, but this is extraordinary.
You always say
You
that.
are the maestro, man.
Oh, you always say that. All right, I'll take it. Stop it. Stop it.
Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, stop it. So yeah, it was super fun. I worked with Julio on this, and yeah, you know, there's so many songs where, you know, I try to help, you know, our band grow. You know, I'm trying to teach them also about arranging and stuff like that. And so anyway, this was great, and Roberto's on the keyboard parts. He's a fantastic keyboardist. So we had a lot of good help here. So here's where we begin. The long tradition. So Pascal and I have a very long tradition of there's a name for this, but I forgot it. Anyway, he talked about the church bells are ringing, and of course, you know, I got to make sure there are church bells ringing, right? So
Yeah.
where are we here? There we are.
I always had sonic cues, you know,
Yeah.
bass clarinets,
that's
chimes,
Why are
ringing
they not playing
bells,
back? That's really, really strange. They played before.
Howling Wolves.
howling wolves.
That's really strange. Yeah, Howling Wolves. I'm getting literally nothing playing back from Logic right now. So that really sucks. All right, well, I'm not sure why this is happening.
You can take a
Let me
minute and
just
just
check.
figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, let me
time.
just check it out. I might have to reopen this because for whatever reason it says it's playing, but it's not reaching any of my main outputs, which is strange. Everything says it's playing, but then nothing is getting to my master. Oh, right. I swear, you guys, I'm a professional. Really. It was when I did the fade out.
Bells were ringing.
You know, the funny part is,
Oh, once
it's actually Pascal's fault. I'm going to blame him or Levi's fault. It's your fault. Because I was like
I made you
getting
do it.
ready to hit the stop button and then turn it back to where it was. And then somebody asked me a question or made a compliment and I forgot. All right. So yes, Pascal will talk about the church bells, and then I do, of course. Right? You know, we have our church bells in there, and it's so much fun. And so we'll start there.
Oh, once upon a time,
I tried with the choir.
a happy choir was singing, and the music was.
It just didn't work. And you know, this is the I swear it was better than my voice than what I just did now. But this is the thing I think about, you know, arranging and whatnot. You don't put an idea in there just because he talks about a choir. You don't just put a choir in because he said the word choir. This is like a little inside joke. It's between Pascal and I and our audience, because we do talk about it, right? The thing is, when he talks about the church bells,
Cathedral bells were ringing. Oh, once upon a time.
that works musically. It sounds good musically, therefore it stays. The most challenging one I ever did was when he talked about a bass clarinet. That was
was the best.
hard. That was really hard because it's in the range of the bass instrument, and it was that one was not easy.
That was
But
describing
anyway.
the ferry boats on Puget Sound, leaving Seattle, that deep, mournful bass clarinet, and you caught it, you know.
Yeah. Well, anyway, um, that's also very, very strange. For some reason, the bongos didn't load, and we can't not let the bongos.
No, the bongos are
We
your
have,
signature, man.
right? We gotta make sure they're in there. Where are they? Hold on, let me just see if these are the correct ones. Let's try this. They didn't load. I don't know why.
Hmm.
That's the wrong bongos, but all right, we'll just let it slide.
Cathedral bells were ringing, oh, once upon a time. A happy choir was.
So yeah, I mean, like it always begins, with the rhythm section, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Julio is doing bass live bass, and he's doing all the guitar lines. And then of course I'm doing all the drums and the horns and the other stuff. Oops, I just soloed the guitar for a second there. My bad. Where are we here? Okay, that's correct. Yeah, so that's a little taste of the rhythm section. Then of course we go into the keyboards, and this is Roberto, and here we go.
Now
And this is like paying tribute to that Motown style, the super simple piano line, See, I think the thing that a lot of young arrangers, producers don't understand is the reason all that music is classic is because it worked. The only reason that we know Mozart and Beethoven today is because it worked. It resonated with us that we never forgot after 300 years. We're still listening. I believe that in addition to the Crazy Angels, the only people who will be remembered in 10,000 years are going to be Elvis, maybe even. I think Motown will survive. The Beatles for sure. I don't think they'll remember the Rolling Stones. And I think, they'll remember the Great American Songbook and Tin Pan Alley. I think that'll survive. And of course, the Crazy Angels, and some kid in 2,000 years will be doing his web history class, spies, back and forth. Like, hey, by the way, I'm not supposed to tell you this because you're down there, but. So yes, we are going to go viral in the year 4,296-ish. Sorry, I had to go full screen for that because, right? Like, so that the guy doing his internet history class can be like, and look, the crazy producer and arranger actually predicted it. So there it is. I'm sorry, I don't, maybe you don't sound like that, but whatever. All right, so those are the keyboards. We heard the rhythm section. And then, yeah, I think after the lyrics, the singing, and the actual writing of the song, I think the next star of the show would probably be these horns. Yeah, they sound really, really nice.
Really
I'll just solo this and we can play a bit. Dynamics. I always say, listen to these dynamics one more time, because this is something I always point out to the young guys. I don't know why. They just don't do dynamics, and I'll never understand it. And look here, you can see these
just
black
clicking
lines.
Buttons. We don't play real instruments. We just click buttons.
Right. Yes. True. But if you look at all these black lines here, these are the dynamics. This is me actually blowing air with a breath controller through them to bring them up to life. Have a listen. Dynamics. Very, very important. So then on the chorus, we go here. Nice, just little horn taps. all octaves, but works. If you listen to the rest of the band.
Walk by the river, nothing here but memories. Isn't it a pity? Once upon a
You know, this in every way, this song is, you know, the lyrics, the chord progressions, the vocals, and the arrangement, the horns, the simplicity of the horns, simplicity of the keyboard parts is all tribute to that great city, you know. And this song could have been written by Berry Gordy and Smokey Robinson and all those other great Motown writers, you know. And Motown, you know, and you know what's so funny is like, I'll talk about the vocal processing in a minute, but I find it really interesting that, you know, so many, I mean, just look any channel on the internet right now, Rick Beato, whoever, they're all saying the same thing. Where did the bands go? Where are the bands? Where are the groups? Right? Like, okay, great. We have, you know, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and in terms of hip hop, like that's royalty. Like that's like the greatest. But what took their place 30 years prior to them taking their place was Smokey Robinson and Diana Ross and, you know, the Supremes and
the Temps,
and it was all produced and well polished, right? But there were groups, man. There were all, and then just in the 60s and the 70s, like just name it. You know, there's a million bands. You know, Allman Brothers, the Beatles. You know, so I don't know, man. You know, and that's this song as far as the arrangement and the approach I took. Once I heard like the chord progressions, the lyrics, and Pascal's voice, because he always does a rough version, you know, that he presents to me as like, hey, this is sort of my grander vision of the whole song. And then from that, I make decisions about, you know, things like horns, keyboards, and even which member of our Crazy Angels band I'm going to choose. And so ultimately what I'm trying to do here is sort of present the way, you know, Berry Gordy might have presented the Temptations or the Four Tops or, you know, whoever it was. And I guess that's the other thing, you know, if you look at guys like Sam Phillips and Berry Gordy, they were these visionaries. They were visionaries. They saw something that nobody else could see at the time. Very much like how Steve Jobs, you know, realized that everybody needed an iPhone and an Apple Watch before anyone realized it. And I think Sam Phillips, for those that don't know, Sun Records, the Beatles, Buddy Holly, Johnny Cash, you name it, just the Memphis sound, basically. So he had that record label. He recorded 1 million artists, and he had a vision. And he did not care about color or race. He was one of the first guys making interracial records, you know. Same thing. The Funk Brothers, for those that don't know, were the in-house band of Motown. They were a band called the Funk Brothers. And they were all session players. They were black and white. A lot of people don't realize that. You know, everybody thought Motown was just black. But great visionaries like Berry Gordy doesn't care. He's just like, yeah, no, this guy's not working. Let's try this guy. You know, and doesn't care if he's white or black, because music transcends race, color, ideology. It transcends everything. You know, it's just, if it's good music, if it's honest music, people are going to listen to it, right?